Hey guys, so it's about 6-month review. Got about 10 hours of runtime on this cheap China skid steer. It has been a solid machine for everything I've done with it. I'm currently sitting on a flail mower that I just got for it. I'll have a review hopefully next week or something about this thing. Had to do some modifications. The only thing that's broke were the hood latches. They were just magnesium or whatever pot metal. They snapped from vibrations. Different hoses, or put little protection pieces on a bunch of hoses that were rubbing. The rear idlers I had to make some little bushings for. Still have to make bushings for the cylinders. They have a lot of left and right play. The biggest modification I've done are the suitcase weights on the back. They are absolutely necessary for anything you're going to do beyond just scooping light material. I put 410-pound weights on here. After that, it has moved trailers, heavy logs, trailers as in my 14K dump trailer, giant maple trees, logs. It's been solid. Glad I bought it. I've recently started seeing some of these pop up on like a Ritchie Brothers auction. If you do go that route, it's fine. You're not going to have any kind of like warranty from the manufacturers. That said, you know, all these parts are off the shelf. You just search part numbers, search flow rates, whatever, and you can swap them in. They're all the same. What else? If you do go auction, make sure you get the bigger motors. They're 22 or 24 horsepowers. They also have small 13-ish horsepower ones. Definitely go with the bigger. Once you start running, or if you run attachments that use you know, flow rates near the top of the range, you have to run this thing wide open, or you lose steering in one of the tracks, because the auxiliary hydraulics are run off of one side, not the other. Maybe a future endeavor for me to try bridging those together, or bridging the pumps together. I don't know. We'll go down that route if I need to. I have a whole bunch of different videos, pictures, and info I'll post in this video after this. Links and everything will be in the description. But definitely recommend one of these if you're, you know, homeowner, need to move small stuff around, trailers, whatever. This thing fits in a small 6x10 box trailer without the weights, because that's way over the limit. Fits between fence posts really nice. If you're on turf, I would get tires. Tracks definitely mess up grass. Yeah, it's been solid. Glad I got it. So I wanted to give a really good overview of this cheap Chinese skid steer, is what they call it. Picked this up off of Alibaba. Worked with a lady named Jessica, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce the name of the company, but I will put it right there. So it's about a 2,000-pound machine. I got the tracked version. They have wheeled versions. They all look easily serviceable. There's sealed bearings in those, so you can pop them off, find them locally. Just gonna go over everything and I'll mention stuff. So some of these steel hoses were rubbing on the frame. Just put little silicone hose on them. These came already wrapped. Got welded steel pipe for the cylinders in the bottom. Couplers. Has a small, like a dingo style quick disconnect. Buckets drilled for teeth. It's got lights, but they're like super spotlights, so they're not really good for this application. I'm gonna end up swapping those out. Platform. The engine. This is the Honda knockoff. They can also get them at Harbor Freight. They're the Predator ones. They're all the same. Power. Oil fill. Dipstick's kind of buried back here, but you can get it. Engine oil cooler. This is the fuel. It's got a locking cap. Hydraulics and wires, just in case somebody's curious, like I was, couldn't find any of this stuff. The exhaust had this is a stainless steel extension, and they had a hose clamp on there, exhaust clamp, and they had cut it with a grinder or something, and where it's clamped, it was leaking exhaust in front, and I was getting soot inside, so I took that off, welded it with some stainless wire, get you in there, and elongated the hole, made it look nice because it was a raggedy mess. You'll see it in somewhere else in the video. Yep, nowhere. The hood. The hood does wobble, so I put some little rubber doodads on there. Come on. One-handed, it's not gonna happen. Alright, it's got a hood latch. This would be the hydraulic oil cooler. Just flips up and out of the way. And this was all black with the soot, so I knew it was getting in there. Hose kind of hangs on that when you open and close. Just gotta be careful, no big deal. Got a small little battery, plenty to start the motor. 2 gear pumps. Here's your oil reservoir. Fill, assuming a filter, some flavor, and dipstick. Appears it also has a oil temp sensor. All right. So I've put some rubber things on hoses where they rub. Some other equipment things rub, and then it leaks, and then you're stuck in the middle of a job. So it's easy enough to do these things beforehand, just save yourself a headache. This is on my Cat 303, so none of these things are different with hoses rubbing. This hose is a little snug, but questions from other people, where are you going to get parts, yada yada. Most of the stuff is fabricated, so you can always refabricate it. Standard fittings, here's your gear pump with part numbers. Just find it locally, find it on eBay, find it anywhere. Don't need manufacturer specific things to fix this stuff. And there's some stuck hose. Gotta be careful. Close the hood. So it's already on, so flip it. Just moved it over here so it's already warm. Don't need to choke it. Controls are a little, wasn't thrilled about it, but it's just the way they are because you have to hold on. I figured out you can't do regular skid steer controls and hold on at the same time. So I took this apart to investigate that. Noticed it was moving around. It is out of square. Looks like the welded in bushing is rubbing on the seal. And I don't know if you can tell, but this plate is bent in. This bolt is bent forward. Same with that side. I don't know if you can tell. This GoPro on a wide angle mode, so it might be bubbled, but yeah. I contacted the seller, see what they come back with. But anyways, figured I'd show what's going on in here since it's all apart. These all seem solid. And I took this guy up too. Looks like a standard hydraulic grease-driven ram. I don't know if there's a better name for it, but seems solid enough, just like anything else. And it just slides in there, pushes up against the back, tensions the track. Looks like it might have a tiny bit of an oil leak somewhere in there. Have to check that out. So this hose is ultra tight. These are just 2 regular gear pumps. This other one has a whole lot of extra slack. So one runs one set of controls, and obviously the other runs the other. So I'm just gonna flip these around, get a little bit more slack, so this is not like rope tight and resting on the exhaust, and this one should just take up some slack. See if we can do this without making a bunch of mess. Have a mat down, a bunch of little silicone plugs and caps. We'll see how this goes. Good. No, that's not even leaking, so we're not going to worry about that. Nope, now it's leaking. That one doesn't fit, of course. Should be fine. Okay.
That's worse. Oh, that was stuck. Oh yeah, that pushes it up off the exhaust all the way up on the wall. So they must have just flipped these when they put it together. So this is perfect. So get that in there. This fitting is a little bent from being so tight. I don't have a big enough box end wrench for this. It's bigger than 3/4. So got the giant adjustable. Okay. All right. Brake cleaner. Get all this dried up. Here's what I came up with for the counterweight system. These are 110-pound weights off some kind of international harvester tractors. It doesn't have all the bolts installed. There's going to be 6 each. It's just testing. It's identical on each side. Need to reroute these hoses down once I get it apart and painted. Yeah, I'll set this up and show you the difference between with and without. Want to update on these weights that I put on here. They are absolutely necessary for this machine. You can do so much more with it. I can move my 4,000-pound dump trailer, no problem. Lifts maple logs, oak logs, everything I needed to do when my bigger machine, like cat excavator, is not around or on a job or what have you. Bolts I used probably need some paint, a little bit of surface rust from when I power washed it. It's 2/4 inch plates sandwiched, and let's see if we can see it. I just have bolts running through this 1/2 inch plate, a little thing to stop it from sliding off as you're trying to finagle those things on there, because they are 110 pounds a piece. Works really good. Want to update about the bushings I had to put in the idlers. No issues with them. They spin fine. I don't see any wear on the seals. The company said they were going to send me an extra set of seals, and I have not received them. It's been several months. I will probably send her a message at some point, see if they forgot or whatever. But yeah, bushings are where it's at. If anybody ends up with one of these, needs them, you know, they're fairly easy to make. Send me a message or whatever. We can work something out. Exhaust is in a horrible, horrible spot. Put the little aluminum shield on there, which obviously keeps the heat off because it is cooked. But it falls off constantly. I may have to either figure out how to secure it better, or I was gonna look at maybe some flexible, or an elbow and piece of flexible exhaust hose and vent it out front or something away from the cylinders. Original hinges up here broke off. I ended up replacing them with some stainless boat hinges. Closest size I could find. Holes were not lined up, so drill 2 holes on each side. So just want to show off the forks real quick, so I also got this with it. These forks are significant, to say the least. They are probably too heavy for this machine. Not probably, they are too heavy for this machine. 1.25-ish bars. Probably weighs 200 pounds or so. I wait for my scale to get an accurate measure it, but they are significant. You can pick up the back of the machine. You bounce on it, so you can't lift up a whole lot with them because they are so heavy. I'm gonna try swapping these out with another set of forks that I have, if they'll fit. If not, I can always knock the top off to save some weight, because this steel is also significant. It's a 1/2-inch plate. So I got a standard Mighty Toro mini skid steer quick attach, and it fits perfectly for these, so that's what they have. Welded on a hook, an old hitch, and a cleats. I gotta put a bushing or something in there, but that's a 1/2-inch plate. This thing is never gonna lift that much weight to make any difference. And obviously I have my suitcase weights. I'm gonna set you down and we are going to try moving that dump trailer. Well, that was fun. It obviously picks it up and moves it, but I had other issues. And that's a 14,000 pound Big Tex dump trailer. Weighs about 4,000 pounds empty.